Hello, my mathematicians. This is Miss Foster with Math in Focus, 4th grade, Chapter 14, Lesson 1, Finding Lines of Symmetry. Ooh, you guys, symmetry, this topic means we are doing all the art. So happy. What does the word symmetry mean? And what are we talking about when we are asking you to find lines of symmetry? If a figure, remember, that's just a word for any geometric shape. If a figure can be folded in half so that both halves are congruent, which I hope you remember means same size, same shape, then it is symmetrical. Each fold is the line of symmetry. Now again, this is a place where our origami is going to completely help us, but also I want you to know that in the book, when it gives this assignment, they tell the kids to trace these hexagons and the lines, cut them out and fold them. So I did that for you. And here they are. So here's hexagon A, and as you can see, they've got a line going down the center there, and it cuts it into two congruent parts. So first of all, I want to show you that when I fold those over, you can't really see any edges here. If I look at the shape folded, we know that they're congruent, same size, same shape, but also I don't have to cut them apart to show that. So that's hexagon A. This is a line of symmetry for hexagon A. Hexagon B goes from vertex to vertex, considering the sides. So if I take hexagon B and fold it in half on that line right there, once again you can see I've got this trapezoid shape, and I didn't have to cut it apart to show that it was congruent. You can see that just the way it is. Now, let's look at this one. If I fold this in half on that dotted line, you will notice that the edges don't all come exactly together. Some of the bottom pieces, or the vertices and edges of the bottom half, is poking out here. So the problem with this for me is I'm not 100% convinced that those two pieces are actually congruent. So let's go ahead and cut C apart on the dotted line and check those pieces now. If I put this C on top of that one, they look exactly the same. They are congruent, but this is not a line of symmetry for that hexagon. All right, let's try D. Once again, I'm going to fold it in half on the dotted line the best that I can. Wow, these are tiny to work with. And once again, I hope you can see that the little points from the bottom layer are poking out. They don't look congruent right here. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half to convince myself that they are congruent, and to convince you, to be honest. Okay, now when I take this, if I put this on top of it, I see that, ooh, they are congruent. But this is not a line of symmetry, because when I folded it in half, it didn't look like both pieces disappeared. We had extra bits and pieces sticking out. So now that we have that done, let's take a look and see if we could just figure it out by looking at them here. We have some examples from your book of different lines of symmetry, and we are going to see if we can find which ones are. Now here we have a line segment called EF, and EF does not look to me, if I folded that purple square, I think that this section here would be smaller than this section here. So EF is not a line of symmetry. How about AB? If I fold that square in half on line AB, will this rectangle be congruent with that one? Yes, I say yes. So line segment AB shows symmetry. What about, or it's a line of symmetry, what about CD right here? Can you imagine that this side when folded on this line, will be congruent with and will line up exactly with that one. Yes, so CD is a line of symmetry for the square. Square has a lot of symmetry, doesn't it? Let's look at this oddly shaped figure. It's not a polygon because you see those rounded edges, but we can still look at it. It looks like a giant snowman with a teeny tiny head. What if I fold that tiny snowman on line GH? Can you imagine it? Would the pieces that are congruent line up exactly on each other? I say yes. So GH is a line of symmetry. And remember, we name the line segment by its endpoints and we put a straight line segment on top of it. What if I folded it on the line segment IJ? Well, this part's going to have the snowman's head on it, and this one's going to have just its feet, not a line of symmetry. There are lots of different shapes to play with, and we have a bunch in your workbook page. So I challenge you to just 2 pages for this, 163 and 164. Give it a try. If you get lost or stuck, feel free to rewatch this video. You could also do a Google image search for geometric shapes, cut them out, and fold them in half to see if you can find a line of symmetry in those. We're just really, with this lesson, trying to help you develop that visual spatial skill set where you can imagine visually what would happen if you folded it, and thereby find the lines of symmetry. Hey guys, thanks for playing math with me. I have so much fun playing math with you. Bye-bye for now.